Hey everybody, this is Wes from Cannon Tactical. Not only a good firearms instructor, but also your neighborhood Glock armorer. And today, what I wanted to talk to you about, just very quickly, as you can see, I have the slide off of a Glock 22, a 40 caliber Glock. This is one of my firearms. And something I want to talk to you about today just a little bit, because it has come up in conversation a couple of times with people, is this little component right here. I know it's hard to see. It's a little piece of plastic. It's a tube. It is hollow. I don't know how well you can see that. But what this is the channel liner for the firing pin or striker channel. And this is one of those parts that you'll probably never ever have to replace. It lines the inside of the channel that was bored in the slide for the striker assembly. And again, I'm working on my outside bench today on the back porch, so you might hear my dog in the background, but we'll try to get through it without too much issue. Now typically I'll go ahead and tell you this is a wear component, but it wears so slow. It's very odd that you're going to need to get this thing replaced. Typically the replacements I've seen have come between one of two reasons. Number one, it wears to the point where it loosens up and falls out. It's a friction fit, so that has happened on occasion. The other reason is somebody messes up while they're cleaning this thing. And I will show you what I mean by that here in just a second. So we've got the slide off. Of course, we made our gun safe and we broke it down in a field strip. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the slide spring out. Okay, just take that out, and then we're going to lift up the barrel and take it out as well. And this is how you would strip your gun down to field clean it, or field strip it rather, for a normal cleaning. So this is the stage we're at. So now what we're going to have to do is to get the striker assembly out of the channel so that we have access to the channel and show you what's going on. So the way you're going to do that is you're going to use either a 3/32 punch or your Glock tool. And I've shown this before. This is my Glock tool that I get. This is available from Brownells. I love the way it fits my hand, and it's perfect sized right out here with a little 3/32 punch. You can just use a standard punch if you want to. That's not a problem. Or you can use the Glock tool that is available. And what you're going to be doing, let me see if I can get it up here. I'm filming this a little bit different. Is we want to put it right between the end of the striker, and if you look right below that, there's a little plastic sleeve right there. And we're going to put this right between the two, just like that. Okay? So what you do, let me get it up here, is with that in that position, I'm just going to push down. And then with my thumb, I'm going to push that back plate off. Okay? I'm just going to let the back plate fall to the table. And then without taking out my Glock tool, if I'll just lift it straight up, what you'll see is that it's trapped between the spring, the bottom of this sleeve and the striker by the spring, just the spring tension, which is fine. And so now I can just take that out and lay my striker assembly to the side. Now, what we're going to be looking for is right down in the hole where, I don't know how well you can see that, do my best, that striker just was. Okay? It's right down there in that big hole. Don't know if that's helping at all. The way I got the camera set up, it's hard for me to see. Okay? So this sleeve that we talked about lines that channel. Alright? So how do we get the old one out and put the new one in? Well, there's a couple of ways you can do it. It's a friction fit. So one of the ways you can do it is to take a 40 caliber cleaning brush and stick it down in there and let the friction fit, the pressure, grab hold of it and pull it out. That's one option. The other option, I think some people use a 3/32 carriage bolt, and they will literally stick it down in that hole and turn it just till it engages the plastic, and then pull it out. Okay, both of those are doable. The way I'm going to do it is I've got a little special tool to use, and this little special tool is available from Brownells. Okay, and it is a combination tool. This end with the wing nut on it is used for removing the old one, and it is threaded. Okay, and there's a little handle right here. And this end is used for putting in the new sleeve, and if you look at it, it's sized absolutely perfect to put the new sleeve on. It's got a little collar, and then use this to put pressure on it to get it down into seated. Okay, see it fits on just like that. That way it gives you good even pressure to push it down into the bottom. So this is what I'm going to use. Now, I've been told, but I haven't asked them, that the technicians at Glock USA in Smyrna, Georgia, this is the same tool they use. I don't know that for a fact. I just haven't asked. I love this tool. If you would like to buy it, it's called a Glock Channel Liner tool. You can get it at Brownells. Their part number is 777-100-017, and it works fantastic. It's made by Jack Ott at Rimfire Gunworks in Georgia, and it works fantastic. So anyway, how do we use it to take out the the old one? So here, I'll show you. Do my best. We're going to stand the slide up so that the end that the striker came out of, the back end of the slide, is standing up. Now I'm going to remove this spring assembly, this hole assembly that puts pressure on the extractor, just so it's not in the way and it doesn't get messed up. So what I'm going to do is, with my tool, I'm going to run this wing nut all the way down. I'm just going to put this big old washer on there, just like this. And I'm going to stand the slide up on end. And then I'm going to put this right down in that channel. Okay? I'm going to apply pressure, and I'm going to turn it to the right. And I just really want to do it until I feel those threads engage. Just a couple of turns on that channel liner. And there you go. I can feel it. It's tight and they're engaged. Now what I do is I screw down this wing nut. And I think you can see what's happening here. As I turn this, what it's going to do is it starts to move this up and out. So basically it's breaking loose that channel liner. And now after I got a couple of good turns on it, and I can go as far as I want with this, I can grab the handles that are right here, just give it a quick pull, and there you go. Channel liner is out. Okay, and it is right here. I can unscrew it, take it off, and there is the old channel liner. Came out with no issues whatsoever. So now we have to put the new channel liner back in, and putting the new channel liner back in is just as easy as taking the old one out. So what we're going to do is, we're not going to use this end of the tool, so I'm just going to take that washer off so it doesn't go anywhere. We're going to be using this end of the tool. And if you look at your new channel liner, it's hard to see. It'd be very hard to see if I tried to show it on camera. But if you look at it, one end of this thing is going to have just a slight little bevel to it. Not much at all. And that's the end that you want going down into the slide first. So the little bevel on mine looks to be on this end. Okay, so I'm going to put it on so that end is facing out when I put it on my tool. So this is the end with the bevel on it. I'm just going to put my finger right here to hold it to keep it from slipping off. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just line it up with where the striker came out, right into the channel. Okay, and we're going to line it up absolutely the best we can, and you'll feel it. You got to kind of feel your way a little bit. And then once we get it lined up, we're going to give it a few taps with our mallet. Okay, and look at there, it goes right down in there. See that? It's just going right down in. So what you want to do, you want to give it a few more taps, send it on home. When you hit bottom, you'll know. The sound of the tapping changes Everything about it changes. So we've tapped it down. It's not going any further. That's all we need to do. At that point, we take out our tool, and now our channel liner has been replaced. And that's really it. Okay. Now, Glock recommends you do not put any lubricant in that channel liner or on your striker. To finish up the job, and this is how we're going to do it, we're going to go ahead and put the extractor spring assembly back into its slot. There we go. And then we're going to take and we're going to put our striker back in. Okay. And it'll feel a little tight because you got a new sleeve on there, okay? So that's in there as well, okay? And now we're going to put this back plate on. And the way we do it, really, is we can use a punch to push down on this sleeve that's sticking up. And then we'll get this started on. And when we do, there's a little indentation on the back that this little sleeve will fit into. And we're going to push it up until it snaps on. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you, you probably need something bigger than your Glock tool to do it. I'm going to try to do it with my Glock tool to see if we can. And then, if I can, I'll just get a bigger one. So what I'll do is I'll just, let's see here, start it on just a little bit. Turn it this way. So my thumb's going to, I'm going to press down on this with the Glock tool. There we go, it got started. And now we're going to push this down out of the way. And it snapped into place. Now that it's snapped into place, this is finished. We can give it a function test. We can marry it back. Now at this point, what we can do is put the slide back together. And by that I mean, let's go ahead and drop the barrel back in. Hate it when I do that. And then we'll put the spring back in. So now our slide's completely back together. We'll go ahead and mate that back up to the frame. Give it a function test. Works like a champ. Now, just to make sure there's no blockage, I use a pencil. It would help if I tilted it back. There we go. There we go. Everything's working fine. Time to take it to the range and put some rounds through it. So there you go. Now, the one thing I didn't talk about is how do these things end up getting damaged? Okay? A lot of people, when they're cleaning their gun and they're doing a detail cleaning, what they will do is they will stick brushes down in that channel once they take out the striker assembly. Please do not do that. The only thing you need to do when you're cleaning it is use something like this. Okay? I like these. These are called ramrods. This is a tight wound cotton end and a wooden stick. All you got to do is stick this down in the chamber to clean it out. Don't put solvents in it. Don't put brushes down in there. Don't shoot gun scrubber down in there. This is all you need to do. Okay? The problem happens is sometimes people use brushes, or they get aggressive, or they use solvents, and then that causes that channel liner to fail every once in a while. So don't do that, and you should really never ever have an issue with your channel liner. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be glad to answer them the best I can. And if not, then good luck with your shooting, and thanks for watching.